Boom, boom, boom. So this one is a heavily awaited one. I've been saying I've been waiting for it to come. It's my Anker battery. For those of you who don't know, I believe it is the ANKER-Powercore 5000. Straight out of the top, I'm gonna try to keep this one short and sweet. I feel like recently I've been watching back my content and I feel like I've been prolonging things. Like I make things longer than they need to be. So I'm gonna try and make this one real short and sweet. Please recycle the box. It does tell you on there, guys. So if you do buy one, please do recycle the box. Straight off the top, it says 80 million. The choice of 80 million happy users worldwide. It must have some backing then. Fast charging technology. That's good to know. Because for example, for me with Airsoft, in between games, I'm gonna want to be able to switch over real quick, and you're gonna want something that you can kind of rely on to get the job done. So over the next days, a couple of days, I will test this as well. Just take my GoPro out for, I don't know, a ride, strap it to my chest or something, and just take it out and just see how it handles, if that makes sense. But yeah, and then it says 18 months hassle-free warranty. And you know what, let me actually chuck on my glasses for this bit, because we're not doing any heavy airsoft stuff anymore. Give us 2 seconds. Cause by this time I'm blind as a bat. Well, not as a bat, but I've been up since like 3 o'clock this morning, guys. Went work, so you gotta bear with me. Right now my body is telling me chill out. Let's just get it open, man, because the battery's like, there's only so much you can do from the outside to showcase. But I do like the blue and white aesthetic. It is really neat. I feel like some people do too much with the box and then the product shit, whereas this, it makes me feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's too much, but it doesn't feel too little. So straight off the top, what you get in the box is a manual, your welcome guide. Kind of just breaks it all down. It looks like it's in Chinese though. Is there an English section? I don't see an English version, so that's probably, let me know if I speak too soon. The FCC statement and the IC statement are in English. The support page is in English as well, where you can grab facts and stuff like that. Yeah, but the explanation is not in English. Okay, tell a lie, there is an English bit. Important safety instructions. It's not very long though, like the English bit, but I guess they're trying to appeal to a very wide audience, and I'm not sure where this company's from, Anker, so maybe that's what it's to do with. Straight out of the box, you get a old school charging wire, USB. I believe that's to charge the actual device. And then you get like this, I don't even know what this is. Get a parallel, that just looks like unnecessary paperwork that comes in the box. So I'm gonna chuck that back in there. And then, so it obviously comes in this little unit. My USB, I just showed you guys. And then that's in there quite tight, isn't it? And then you obviously got the battery. Comes in one of like these sealed case things, which is so refreshing when you open this. It's like, heaven on earth. But don't want to drop that. Straight off top, I thought it was gonna be more thin than this, but so far so good. It actually looks pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be more thinner than this. Maybe I've got the upgrade, because my guy showed me his one, but I remember his one being thinner than this. My one's quite chunky. It will still fit on the gun, but it is quite chunky. So straight off the top, you have like a button. I believe that shows you how much charge is on there, which it currently came with 1 bar, if you guys can see that. and then it says Anchor right down the bottom down there. Hopefully you guys can see that. At the top you obviously have a charging USB slot, and then your input, which I believe is how this thing receives energy. I believe the USB is only for, how do I explain it? I believe the USB is only for outlet, if that makes sense. So that should be pretty cool. Obviously down the bottom they've got their own explanation. To be honest, straight at the top, I think with stuff like this it's always hard to review because it's a battery charging pack. So the best you can do is like plug it into something and see if it charges. So maybe let's try that quickly. I'm gonna just chuck it into my GoPro and see maybe the reaction time, and then I'll chuck it also into my headphone charging case. That did slot in pretty good, I won't lie to you. I felt firm when it went in, if that makes sense. And then let's just try and chuck it in here initially, see how quick it recognizes it. Oh, broke my door off. So straight off the top, it recognized it, which is pretty cool. Even though it's on one bar, it's recognizing it. I do want to see if it can charge while it's on, because that's something that I did want to know. So I'm just going to chuck the camera on. It seems to, is it charging still? The only thing I would have liked is another light indicator, because that obviously lets you know, alright, I'm being used, but okay, the cam does show it's being charged and I can use it at the same time. So that's pretty handy, because that was one of my concerns. Like, let's say my battery finishes mid-game and I just want to plug my charger and go straight from where I stopped. Would I have the ability to do that? And it seems I will. So the charging pack is good enough for that. I think what I will have to do again is like maybe take it out for testing. So my next game I want to go QBC, I think it's called, and I think what I'm just gonna do in the long and short of it is run my camera down, so probably run the GoPro without no charging pack for half the day, get it to it's like a place where it's almost dead, plug this up in and just see how long it takes to get to a place where I don't have to have it plugged in, but it's safe enough battery level, or it's full, and we'll test it. I've also just plugged it into my headphone case. The reaction time is pretty cool, like straight away. And normally things that operate straight away like that tend to be good, because normally most things take some time to kind of, like, even if it's just like a few seconds for it to kick in, normally most things do take that couple seconds, so that's quite accurate. What I do want to try is see if I can, I've got a 10 milliamp battery pack similar to this, but it's a chunky one. I think what I'm going to try and do is plug that 10 milliamp, because that one's basically full, plug it into the Anker and see if it will take all the charging power from there, because for me that was also something I wanted, because that pack, I'll show you, is quite big compared to the Anker. The Anker, though it does still have a size and width, this is something I could chuck on the side of the gun, or even have on my chest plate, or do you know what I'm saying? I could have somewhere close to me and one of my mag carriers, and it's charging my GoPro while I'm moving. So that's kind of the plan. Worst come to worst, I could just have it out in the loadout area, and every 10-15 minutes that we come and spend in there, just have it on charge. So we'll see. I'll test options and see, but initially off the top, like, even the feel of it feels high quality and good specs, so fingers crossed it's as good as it feels. Because for example, this, my brother bought this, I think he said from Primark. He gave it to me as a gift, but it's wavy. It definitely is worth the money. Wavy, bloody, this thing is wavy. I don't even know how else to put it, but wavy. And it hasn't failed me so far, but this is 10 milliamp. This is, let me get it right. Where is it? I see it earlier as well. How come you're not telling me the expansion? Like, what is that? Unless that is what the expansion. Bear with me, guys, because I literally see it a bit earlier, but I just can't remember how much it was that it said. So I had to put rappers on a food platter. I was looking for a subject. That's very interesting, and now cannot find it. Just try and hold your head up. Try and stay positive. Try and stay focused on your life, your futures. That's interesting. Normally it would tell you stuff like that on a box. That's very interesting. Why are they trying to hide how much it outputs or saves, stores? Okay, there we are. So yeah, that's why it is called the 5000. I did think that, 'cause I was thinking, why would you call it the 5000 if it's not 5000 milliamps? But yeah, so it's called a PowerCore 5000 and it's 5000 milliamps. So it essentially should hold half of what's in here, which for me is kind of good, because what's a full one of this would charge my phone probably twice or once and a half. So if that's half of that, it should do the GoPro with ease at least once. And my thing is, then I've got this that I can use to charge this back up while I'm in the game, or I could just take this one off, leave it in the safe zone charging, and then the next game have a full one back. So we'll see if it works well. I'll just grab two of them so that when one's dead, I can use the other one and have the other one charging, and maybe just call it a day on two, because I will have another GoPro, so I will definitely need another one like this, but maybe this type shape. But yeah, man, straight off the top, it's good. Like, I don't really want to screw it because it's a battery pack. Like, I might plug it in and it blows up. God forbid. Let me actually say that. So it's one of these things where it's like, you have to just trial and error it, right? Test it, see how it does, clock the good things, clock the bad things, and that's that. So far so good though. They sent a cable with it. They sent somewhat what's it called, information booklet. And I say somewhat just because half of it's not even in English. So for me, I kind of know what I'm doing, so I'm not really concerned. But I'm just thinking for average user who might be feeling nervous about electronics and tech, and do you know what I'm saying? They would want somebody to break it down for them. So yeah, it's charging. Like, what I'll see is, I'll check also, and I'll probably feed this back in my next video just to see how long it takes to transfer the battery life from here to here via their own USB, and just see. But so far so good. I'm not even gonna lie, it's definitely better plastic than the Primark one. This feels like a more premium plastic, whereas this, you can tell it's a cheap plastic. But I get it, they're trying to make their money, Primark, right? Yeah, so that's me, guys. Thank you for having me, and that is the ANKER-Powercore 5000.